another exclusive interview on K100 Radio.
All right, let's get into it, family. What's happening?
You are tuned to K100 Radio.
I'm your host. Listen, what's happening?
K100, you bastard.
What up, though? K100 Radio, what's happening? What's good, family? Listen, man, I'm excited to bring on our next guest. You know, we're live right now for a direct line interview on K100 Radio. Welcome, everybody, for tuning in. Shout out to everybody that's listening live on our broadcast on K100 Radio, whether you're listening on our mobile app, our new Roku channel, all right?
K100, you bastards.
Yeah. Couple shout outs to us for the new Roku channel. This thing, we haven't even had that for about maybe 1 or 2 weeks now. So shout out to everybody listening on the Roku. All right, that's new stuff. That's big stuff that we got going on over here. Listen, our guest today, we're not gonna hold y'all. Listen, Asia Caliste. I said it right. I think I said it right. Let me bring her on the line right now. There she is, Asia Caliste. Did I say that right? Did I say
that?
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. What's up? What's up? How you doing?
I'm fine. How you doing?
All right, I'm great. So listen, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn my music down a little bit, and I'm going to let you go ahead and introduce yourself to our listening audience. Go ahead and tell everybody who we're rocking with. And first of all, welcome to K100 Radio. You know, we kind of introed it in with a little bit of your jam. We're going to get into that. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that new joint, that Thug Love, in a minute. You know what I'm talking about? We're going to get into the new joints, but we had to kind of segue you in a little bit, let them know, because we've been bumping that joint. But go ahead and introduce yourself to our listening audience, if you don't mind, please.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Asia Caliste, straight out of Houston, Texas.
All right. Hey, H-Town is in the building. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to H-Town. So listen, you know, and y'all do it big over there in H-Town. What they tell us over there, everything is done a little bit bigger in Texas. That's what I was told. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about your background a little bit. So you're from H-Town. How long you been doing music?
I've been singing since I was about 3 years old, but I started recording and, you know, writing my own music in about 8th grade.
Wow. And I read up on you a little bit. So we was talking, and I was reading up on the bio, and one thing that stuck out to me was the fact that you actually write your own stuff and you co-produce a little bit too yourself, right?
Yes.
So let's get into that. So you started out as just a writer first and then kind of graduated into producing? Is that how it happened?
Yes, I want to say so, because when I first noticed that I was walking around hearing music in my head all day, I didn't realize I could actually make that, you know, into something that others could hear as well. I just kind of thought, you know, I was low-key kind of crazy, I'm hearing music and stuff. But when I started actually putting it to the pad and actually trying to replicate that in the studio, it almost took my music to a different level.
Yeah.
I can never go back to doing it the way I used to do it before.
and how did you used to do it before? How did you used to do it before that? Before you had the revelation?
Before, I used to just, you know, try to do little covers on YouTube and, and there's nothing wrong with YouTube beats at all. There's been some beats on YouTube for sure.
For sure.
You ever heard a beat, man, and you're like, man, this beat would be fire if I could just add a little this or add a little that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it got to that point where I just knew what I wanted. So I would be in the studio and I'd be like, man, can you make the beat do like this? And I'd be clapping it out and singing out and making weird noises with my mouth. And he's like, man.
Okay.
That's dope.
All right. So and honestly, if I'm being frank with you, that's pretty much how it goes with almost everybody that I've met almost in life. That's artists, and even the ones that graduated into producers. It's like you hear these things in your head. Like sometimes people might have thought, did people think you was talking to yourself, thought you were crazy? They thought you was talking to yourself sometimes and stuff like that. Did that ever happen to you?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Well, so I get it, because it's like you have to formulate the idea, just like anything else. You have to formulate the idea in your brain first before you can. You have to think of it first. Anything, any invention, anything in the world had to be thought first, and then somebody applied such thought to physical, manifestation. So it seems crazy, but that's pretty much how everything in the world works. You know what I'm saying? So you was right on course for that. I want to talk about, One thing I like to talk to when I meet artists from Texas, and I've been to Texas a couple times. I was just acting like I never been. It's not true. I've been a couple times. I go every year to South by Southwest, which is next week. You know what I'm saying? So, and I've been to a couple different places. I've been to Houston, of course, and I've been to Dallas, and San Antonio as well. And I like Texas. I love Texas. It's probably one of the places that I maybe considered moving outside of where I'm at now here in Atlanta. But with that being said, Texas in its own has its own culture. Amongst everything, we talk about hip hop and music. Like you guys have stars, state stars that can live just off what they do in Texas because it's that big. Can you talk to me about what it's like being from Texas and really being an independent artist and the grind, what it's like being, from there, knowing that you've got actual stars and people that are right within your reach in Houston and people that you can look up to. I know you said one of the people that inspired you was Beyonce. Probably one of the greatest, if not one of the greatest to ever do it. What's it like being an independent artist in Texas?
It's not for the weak. I'm not gonna lie. It's not for the weak. Texas is pretty, I'm not gonna say harsh, but Texas is pretty like you'll get booed off the stage. Like you. Is it because like they demand perfection because we Texas, like we do everything big, go big or go home. It's the bravado in the state that makes people feel like, look, nah, this ain't how we get down in Texas. You out. Is that what it is? Yeah, you either gonna come with it or you ain't. Like Texas is not. It's not. It's not. You have to really like give it your all in Texas. And I'm not gonna lie, I love my city. I love my state. I definitely feel like I put in the work. I'm putting in the work to earn that respect of my city and state. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not just gonna give it to anybody.
And you know what? that sharpens you up for when you do leave the state and when you do travel and go other places. You already ready because like, look. It's like I made it in Texas. Like what can you say? You know what I'm saying? To wherever I'm at, whether it be Atlanta, I made it out of Texas. So that alone right there kind of validates you in a way. Kind of makes you feel like if I can do it here, I can do it anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Kind of sort of attitude. Your inspirations. I know I read a couple of people that inspired you, but I want you to say it on the air. Who were some people? Maybe not. You can say just Texas if you want to keep it Texas. You don't have to, but give me some people that inspired you, to kind of really go forward and push it. I know it came natural and you were already talking to yourself as a kid and hearing these beats and stuff. But what artists did you look and see and get some inspiration from?
It's gonna sound a little, out of my, I guess, age range. This first one, but I love me some Brandy.
Okay, all right. Let me say, listen. Here's the thing about Brandy. Brandy can sing. Brandy can sing. Like people never gave her props because I think she took off on the TV and everything, and she became, that's when the hate came in. But vocally, Brandy one of the best to do it. Honestly, if you know music, you know Brandy one of the best to do it. I have a friend of mine here that I swear she's the best ever. I wouldn't say that, my personal opinion, but she's up there. She can sing. So I mean, I like that answer because that means you're listening to like. The way I music, I don't hear the lead first. I hear the backgrounds and the riffs and runs. I hear that first, and then I'll come back for the lead later. So Brandy. That means I know you listening because she wanted the best to do it. You know what I'm saying? On that note. So yes, you are correct. I will give you that. So that's a really interesting answer though, for real. So when you're writing, is your since you write your own stuff, is it coming from? Are you one of the people that when we hear your song, it's kind of like Mary J-ish where we feel like you really went through that shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you writing from like first person for a lot of your stuff, or do you take a lot of what you see from other people and then put it to pen? Give me an answer on that one. No, I definitely write based off of personal experiences. Now, I don't always write it in the correct order, in the correct timeline. But everything I write is based off of a personal experience or something that I witnessed, in firsthand in my life. And I feel like that's really the best way to go about it because it's harder to tell somebody else's story than it is to tell your own. Yeah, it is. How much do you feel in R&B? right? In R&B, do ghostwriters matter?
I feel like what separates me from a lot of other artists is that I'm not to the point where I need that yet.
Okay. Yeah. Brush some
You know,
shoulders off.
okay, nothing wrong with that. I'm just not there yet in my I got too much stuff to say.
Oh, okay. So it's you just feel like you don't need them. Not that you wouldn't welcome them, but you just like I don't need them. You don't need them, but you would welcome them if they. Oh, okay. So here's the second part caveat. Are you signed to? Because I didn't ask too many questions when we got plugged with it. I wanted to ask some of this stuff on the air. Are you signed to a label, or are you an indie artist?
I am currently an indie artist. Now I have an amazing team. AIS Music Group. That's my management team. They are wonderful.
Right.
But they still push me as an independent artist.
Okay. So let's say the big boys come in. And when I say big boys, let's be grown. Everybody just understands what I mean when I say big boys. We talking UMG, we talking, you know what I'm saying? The big dogs, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Would you do you want that? There are so many people that I hear, so many independent artists and even indie labels who feel like that's the last resort when we get to a certain point, and I guess we got to deal with them now. Do you want to sign to a quote unquote major label?
I wouldn't mind if we were on the same page and it wasn't like I'm just saying if it's set right within my heart or within my gut, then yeah, I would do it. I'm not against labels at all. I'm not going to sign anything that I feel like specifically isn't me.
Right.
Or that would put me in a position where I'm no longer myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you can't creatively. Well, I guess the main thing, so much of what we see, unfortunately nowadays, is, you don't want to get into a situation where you just get shelved. At the end of the day, it's so much great talent just being shelved right now because of label politics. It's at an insane number right now, and so that's the last thing we would want. But I get the answer and I understand it, and I just ask you that because. When it comes to people signing to labels, they often say, well, listen, we like that, but listen, we've got this producer and this writer over here that we think that you'll sound good and work with. And they push you over there to work with those people. And you like, yeah, I write my own shit. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm good. And they're going to be like, wait a minute, but that's not what we signed you for. You know what I'm saying? So, it can get a little bit dicey, but I love the answers that you gave. I like to talk to people who are really true creatives and writers and stuff. Not that nothing wrong with having a team, and you said you have a team, but I like to talk to the ones that actually get in the mud and get out the mud.
Right,
really right. You know what I'm saying? So we've got a couple of songs, and I don't want to hold you too long because we got to get into the music. We're here for the music, obviously, of course. So without dragging it out a little bit, we'll talk some more. But we got to get into this music. We got to play the songs and let the people hear the music. You know what I'm saying? So okay.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
All right.
K100, you bastards.
Again, I'm your host, Blizzard. Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all, I almost messed that. I almost butchered her name. I asked her before we got on the air though, but she got me right. I was gonna say it wrong, dog. For real. You see how the live stream, Caliste. Is that how you would have said that? Or was it just me? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I think I was gonna butcher that. But listen, we've got some music. We've got this lead single, and it's called Thug Love. Now I want you to tell me about this. I want you to talk about this record, because this is the new single. It's why we here. You got this new record breaking. I look at your social media, doing numbers, doing things. Talk about this record. What's the inspiration and how did it come about?
Thug Love was actually very fun for me. It was a very fun song to do. And I know I got the question before, why would you put that message out there? And there's so many, black people in America that are looking up to this, and it's leading our men astray. But I feel like, honestly, me personally, yes, it is good to be a role model in the way you carry yourself and your behavior, but there's nothing wrong with having fun doing music. And what brought Thug Love along is because I feel like a lot of people are scared to like voice their desires or like their fantasies or like what they would like to. And honestly, Thug Love was a fantasy song. Like I'm not saying like, oh, I want this, serial killer in my bed. That's not what the song is saying. I don't know why people think that.
Keep talking, because I'm following up. Trust me, I'm listening to everything you're saying. Keep going, I'm listening.
The song basically saying like, oh, and I got love for it, give me a little hood, you gotta have like a little hood to your little street. I want to feel like I'm not gonna be the one squaring up with the robber if he come in the house. You feel me? Like I want to feel like yeah, my dude got it. Like when it come to me or when it come to like my my pretty little self being in any type of danger, my man gonna turn into El Chapo, and that's what I mean.
All right, I am going to follow up with more questions after the song because that was like perfectly leading to it. But I got 1,000 questions. You know what I'm saying? After that, we'd have to do I could do a whole segment on that subject. Literally, for real, I really could. Asia Caliste, name of this joint is called Thug Love. We just gonna drop the song after what she just said. Like bottom line, she need a thug in her life. I don't know what y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all squares, listen, y'all cool, y'all nice guys and everything, but if you listen, she need protection. You see her? You see the screen? Y'all looking at the screen right now. Look at her.
We want a stepper. We don't want,
I think she from Texas, she from Houston. She probably can square up if need be, but she ain't trying to. She need a man to do it. She ain't trying to get dirty in the mud. No. K100 Radio, Asia Caliste. This is Thug Love. Y'all guys let me know what you think about it.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
Toes for you, I just want you to win with me. Don't let nobody ever come in between the bond we have. It's just you and me. Leave me in with bodies, he ain't worried about none of my bodies. Say dropping on me when we in private. Then give me head like he attended college, just marvelous. Legs up till they numb and powerless. Gotta speak my body language. Eat this cookie like a sandwich. Flipping round and Buddha banging, yeah. I hope you dangerous enough. I hope you gangster enough, yeah. You know you'll never find another. You know I'm your gift from above, yeah. Be cautious, babe. A minute can handle me. They think I'm mean, don't like when I'm screaming. I don't like cry, babe. We'll stack it up and fill the table. Yeah, I need a real thug, real tough, real rough around the edges. Come and be my trap blessing, yeah. I need a real gangster, all about his paper. Killer and a sack tracer. Play with him, you meet your makeup. Oh, I need a gangster to love me better. Don't want no square road, do. Who knows when to hold me and spin the block for me? I wouldn't leave her. Is it bad that I'm feeling for a thug? Ain't nothing wrong with making love, but nasty is my preference. Is it bad that I need that thug? We smoke and run it up. If it's us, it ain't no limit, babe. Cause I said I wanna ride for you. Yeah. Whoa, gotta be a gangster with it.
That girl can sing. That girl can sing. Y'all heard those riffs at the end? Brandy. I already knew you could sing. I already heard. I heard the song. We're gonna play the other song that we played earlier, but I already knew you could sing. I heard it, but I listened to the song before I came on the air, and I was just like, she can sing. She definitely can sing. But the song and the message, I mean, it lines up like, so is it, you said that's what you need. So do you apply that same thing when a guy comes up to you? Like if you ain't feeling like he got a little thug in him, it's not going to be a go, pretty much.
I mean, I feel like I can sense a soft man. I can sense a soft man, and so many downloads out here now to where like if you're a little too soft, I can't. You know what I mean? Like, and there's nothing wrong with it, but like if you can't even like live in your truth, then
right.
What can I do with that?
Yeah. I mean, I'm here in Atlanta, so I mean, don't get me wrong, Atlanta is not all that, but there's a lot of it that goes on because of the nature of the city. And you have a lot of black women that have that same recurring complaint. You feel what I'm saying? And I mean, listen, far be it from me to get the alphabet gang on my head. Y'all know. Listen, I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke with y'all, okay? I don't want no smoke with y'all.
Yeah, we have problems.
But you know what I'm saying? I get what you're saying. I feel it. You know what I'm saying? And I understand. You know what I mean? And it's with black women, and I'm a proponent of black women. I came from a black woman. My daughter's a black woman. My wife is a black woman. You know what I'm saying? I love black women. You know what I'm saying? But there's this ongoing us versus y'all that's been pushed. I guess you could say whether you feel like it's the media or social media or some kind of grand conspiracy to pit us against each other. Talk to me about that. Talk to me how you feel about the stance of the black man and the black woman right now, and why it seems like we're so at odds, more so than ever before. What do you think about that as a black woman?
Honestly, I feel like that's just due to lack of accountability on both ends.
Mm-hmm.
Because honestly, just on the outside looking in, just all gender aside, like just take away my gender. I'm not a girl, not a boy, not nothing. I'm just Asia. Mm-hmm. When you hear out like a man's point, like honestly, there are shitty men and shitty women out here. So it just depends on what you get.
Right. So there's one other thing because of the name of the song and because what the song was about, what you just said, that there's a big story, a crazy story that I want to talk to you about, and then we'll wrap it up. But I like to ask like current event type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So have you heard about the whole Anthony Edwards situation? You heard about that?
Refresh me.
So he's an NBA player. He's one of the new stars in the NBA's, multimillionaires, big contracts, whatever. And he got this woman pregnant. I forgot her name, but some people say she's like a serial baby mama. She only deal with celebrities type situation. Everybody she gets with is like a rich ball player or something like that. Whatever. Of course, like you just said, lack of accountability. He sleeping with her, got her pregnant, whatever. Told her at the very onset when she first said she was pregnant, I don't want to have the child. I don't want to have a child with you. That's not what we were doing. We were just having fun. Yes, I know as a man he should have been strapped up. We understand all that, but he told her, I don't want a kid with you. Don't have this baby. And she said, I want to have it anyway. And people were saying that's because that's what you do. You have baby by rich men. But at the end of the day, she didn't rape him. He didn't rape her. It was consensual. You slipped up, got her pregnant. That's the lick. What do you think that's entrapment? Do you think that she should, knowing that this man is telling, and the main thing where all the flack is coming from is because what you don't normally hear, he came out publicly and said, I don't want anything to do with that child. And so now people are like, hold on, homie. All right, it's one thing to tell her that, but then it's one thing to come out as a celebrity and say, I don't want to have anything to do with that child. What do you think about that? Do you think he's wrong because at the end of the day he did have it and he should man up? Or how much culpability does she have for having a child from a man who vehemently said, I don't want a child from you? What do you think?
So me personally, I feel like the accountability falls in different areas for each of them. So his lack of accountability is, oh, hey, I don't want this child. You can't, I'm gonna just say this, you can't shoot somebody in the head and then tell the judge, I don't want to go to jail. I don't want nothing to do with this jail sentence. You see what I'm saying? Now, her on the other end, she has to take accountability, realizing that he did state that he did not want to do this. And if she chose to do that and he turns out to be a shitty father, then that's on you because you chose to have the baby anyway. You know what I mean? So it falls on both ends. He gonna have to pay child support and she ain't gonna have no baby daddy. That's, that's just what now, you may feel like that in the beginning, but what happens when the child grows up and you may have like developed a relationship with that child and that child ends up seeing that video? Now you got a whole lot of emotions to deal with. You opened up worms all over again.
Right, exactly. And that's why, listen, as a man, I loathe child support, but I'm a guy. I'm the average guy. Like when guys be like, "Oh, you like be for real, bro." Like, you know what I'm saying? If you ever had if you had a child from a woman that you really didn't love for real and have no love in your heart, and you put on like state child support, then you kind of understand. You kind of get it, right? You know what I'm saying? But by the way, she went to have a baby in California when she don't even live there just to get the max child support. So we know what that's about. You know what I'm saying? Right? Yeah. So it's like that. It's one of those situations. It's completely craziness, but I don't think I am 100% on board with saying, bro, you should have never came out and said that publicly because things change. You know what I'm saying? You could just decide at one point, maybe at one point you do want to be in the child life. And like you said, a very valid, great point. She might see that. You know what I'm saying? She might see that video and see when her father said at one point he didn't want nothing to do with her based on her mama. I ain't do nothing. I'm just here. I ain't asked to be here. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just here. And you already like, nah. You know what I'm saying? So that's a very valid, really great point there. A lot of people just need to understand. I do think he was wrong to come out and publicly say it. And I mean, even if he felt that way now, I get feeling that way now because you're angry. But, once they're in your hands and once they're right there, things can change. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I just want to clarify. I don't feel like he's wrong for telling the mother that because, communication is key. He's not wrong for communicating that. Mm-hmm. It's just kind of wrong to bring that to the public because that don't go away.
Yeah, exactly. So this has been a really great, interesting conversation. I love it. I love the conversation. It was great. So before we get ready to get up out of here, before we go.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, Hip Hop and R&B.
Now, I got it over there on the screen right now. All right. You see the cover. You see the cover art looking nice. Woo. You see her in them shouts. You see her in them shouts. All right. So listen, you see the face. I showed y'all the face, but for my fellas, I'm going to bring it back to the screen right there for y'all, just so y'all can understand. That's why she need a thug in her life. You got to be able to protect that right there. If you can't protect that right there, good luck, homie. Ain't nothing she need. All right. So before we get ready to go, I want you to tell everybody where can they find your music. You know what I'm saying? Do you have a whole album coming out right now? Or is this a single off a whole project, or is just something we're doing right now with the single we're pushing?
It is a single off of a future project, but for right now, we're just pushing the singles that we feel like are best suited for like radio. Mm-hmm. And, hopefully from there, fans will tune in and album because, like I told you before, I got a lot to say. And I like the things that I have to say are relatable, male and female. It's relatable.
Right. Well, from radio perspective, I told you. I like the boy bye. And that was before I even met you. I ain't know your camp. I ain't know your people. I ain't know nothing. I was literally scrolling through my DJ packs that people send to this broadcast. And, as a program director and stuff over here, I was just listening to just new music. And I was like, I like that. And so it was kind of crazy that, you know what I'm saying, that we got plugged in to the interview. You know what I'm saying? Because, I was like, I'm already playing one of her songs. So, yeah, let's do it. You know what I mean? But so you've got the radio as far as the music goes. You've got what it takes. I don't want you to, I know people tell you that all the time, but, and some people may tell you for nefarious reasons, but I'm telling you straight up as somebody who's a connoisseur of music, who listens to hundreds of different submissions all the time, every single month. All right. You got great music. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you that, and I mean it. I'm not saying it because you're on my radio. People know me. I don't be lying to folks because they can go back and listen to how many people I done said that to. Not everybody I interviewed. That's facts. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we interview people and it's, I like it, but no, you got really good music. So, yeah. And shout out to DJ D-Rock also for plugging this up with you and getting this interview. I got to salute the homie on that. You feel what I'm saying? For real. You know what I mean? So before we go, I want you to tell everybody where they can find your music, where a website, social media, any way they can follow your movement and your grind.
So you can find my music just about anywhere. It's streaming on all platforms. Social media is Asia Caliste. I am the only Asia Caliste, so if it pops up, it's me.
Mm-hmm. That's it. That's true. I did it and it works. It works just like it's spelled on the screen. Y'all watching on YouTube and all that right now. I was spelt on the screen. Shout out to my people listening to the podcast on Spotify and all that good stuff. If you're listening to this, look at the title, spelled just like that. Go ahead and just put that in your social media, and it'll pop right up. Also, you know what I'm saying? If you're listening to this on Spotify, it should tag her artist profile. We're working on getting that to work. It's kind of tricky, but yeah, just find her on Spotify and get to playing the music. The music is on Spotify and stuff like that, right? On the digital platforms, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so you're already on. If you listen to the podcast right now, you're already on Spotify. Asia Caliste, Caliste, Asia Caliste. Go over there and just type that in your search over there and find it. You can hear that Thug Love, and you can hear this one we getting ready to ride on out. The same way we came on in with that Boy Bye. I'm gonna play that because we was already playing that on the Love. Tell me about Boy Bye though before I go. Here's the thing with independent music, independent artists. I don't care how old the song is. You could have recorded this 2 years ago. First time they heard it on K100 radio, it doesn't matter because it's not, it's not a Beyonce drop. It's not you drop it and half the world listening, on that same day. You know what I'm saying? So tell me about Boy Bye because I'm gonna lead off with that one.
Boy Bye is just. Have you ever had somebody just playing in your face?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
That's the response for that.
That's the response for it. So, all right. One last question. What's the biggest thing a dude really just tried to play in your face about? Like, what's like this nigga? I know this nigga didn't. Like, give me the worst scenario that he really just played in your face like that.
Okay, so I saw somebody out in public, somebody that we weren't even together. We were just kind of like talking, and my thing is, if you were talking to somebody else, it is what it is, but be honest. Mm-hmm. So I saw him out and about with that other person. I even sent him a text and was like, "Hey, I see you like across the room," and he texted Amy, like, "Come on, dude, really? I'm looking at you. I saw you pull your phone out your pocket and text me back." So that type of thing, like my dead girl mode. That wasn't me. Like, bro, don't. No,
so you didn't text him after the fact. You texted him real time while you there.
Sure did.
So did you? So did you get up and walk over there and be like, for real, or you just?
No, because I'm not confrontational. I'm just saying, like, I try my hardest not to be ghetto. You know what I mean? Like,
but are you ghetto? But are you ghetto? Are you a little ghetto? Are you a little ghetto?
It get though.
Okay. The H-Town come out, period. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it might be a problem. Okay, I got you.
It's definitely in there, heavy on the fucking phone.
I got you.
But yeah, right. It was just one of those things like, come on, man. Like, I'm looking at you looking at me. Keep trying to not make eye contact every time you realize I'm still looking at you. Like, it was just, then you put Annie and I'm like, is she even deceased? Or like, did you make that up too?
Wow. Yeah. All right. So we be doing some bullshit. I listen. We do bullshit. Sometimes y'all do bullshit too. But, it's just some people. It's just individual. I don't want to say it's a man or a woman thing. It's just an individual thing. You know what I'm saying? Some people be playing games and playing your face. And when they do that, before we go, Asia Caliste. All right, on social media, you see it on the screen right there. When they play in your face, ladies, what you gonna tell them? Say it for me one time.
You gonna tell them, boy, bye.
K100 Radio. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Follow us at K100 Radio. We'll see y'all for the next interview.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
And X is what you finna be, cause clearly you cannot handle me. Bad energy is all you bring, and a pocket full of lies. Boy, bye, I'm calling it quits, and you cannot call me later. You cannot follow me on Instagram and send me a DM, taking me for a dummy, boy, you tried it. But baby, I can do better on my own, rather be alone. I swear I can't wait to see you go. Been dragging this out for too long, and I know I can't get it right with two wrongs. Just let it go. I swear I can't wait to see you go. I'll admit I hope you feel shitty. I don't feel bad.
K100 Radio.